Our next guest is a homeschooling mom of 6 on a farm with a family-owned business. Busy, busy lady. She's also a journalist with her local newspaper and a published author, all the way from Dusty, Oklahoma. Please welcome to the stage, Dawnita Fogelman. Dawnita, thank you for being here.
I am still just giggling because of she's so much fun.
All right, give everybody a picture of where you were in your business when we first met.
Oh, yeah. I was, oh my goodness. On top of our little farm, homeschooling, my father-in-law, we were taking care of my father-in-law, helping my husband with his business. I also had 3 blogs, 3. Um, I had no time. I'm a low energy person. I fuss with chronic fatigue, and the our local economy had tanked, and we were going through a second Dust Bowl and couldn't afford basic things that people take for granted, like toothpaste, which baking soda works really good, guys. Okay. Um, it was a really, really, really tough time. And I felt like a failure, even though I was getting a ton of stuff done. I made most of the clothes for my family. I baked homemade bread. I was homeschooling. I was handling this other business. I was doing all of this stuff, but I felt like a failure and completely overwhelmed.
And what happened when you started in with our coaching program? What changed? Because that's not the way you come on camera today.
I realized that my success, I had been comparing. We all fall into that trap, that terrible, terrible trap. I was comparing my success with somebody else's. Everybody was telling me you need to only have one niche, and I had 3 blogs, and you need to narrow things down. You need to put on ad networks and pop-ups, which I was not comfortable with. It's not in my values to do that. And then we started coaching, and it just put things into perspective that my success isn't going to look like somebody else's success. My message isn't somebody else's message. And my message comes, and I've heard from a lot of you that have something similar. My message came from a very, very broken place. And I needed to open up to that and see what God was bringing out. So you helped me. We condensed the 3 blogs into one, completely rebranded, which her talking about the branding earlier today, Melissa, totally coined with what we did, because it wasn't just changing the colors and the logo it was completely making it me. And so we did that. We streamlined the process so that I was doing 10 times more stuff in much less time than what I was. So I had more time, and I didn't feel overwhelmed anymore. I was getting everything done. Everything was personalized, had a step-by-step process. It's just helped so much.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you'd already had a couple of books published at that point, but since then you've added the journalism thing and have won some awards. Congratulations on that. And I think you also said you're launching something brand new this week. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, podcast. We had been planning. I was heading in a new direction, and we were in the process of working toward a conference, which I was excited I was going to be having Brenda coming, because the tiny house movement and the pioneer movement kind of fit hand in hand in a lot of ways. So I had all of these ideas, and I had speakers signed up, and then 2020 hit. And so we pivoted. We had to completely pivot. We had kind of stay in the same idea, but I'm starting a podcast. And so it's Real Life on the Prairie. And I'm helping today's pioneer families overcome life's disasters with faith-based principles so that they can flex and flourish in homemaking, homeschooling, and homesteading.
I love that. I love it. And you guys, if you can probably tell from listening to her right now, but she's got an awesome podcast voice, and she can be like, I just was cracking up with the first one that she did. It, like, there's chicken sounds in the background and like all this stuff. It's so amazing. So with this podcast launching this week, if you will go to the dashboard and find the speaker page during the dinner break, or whenever you get to the next break, on the speaker page there's a link to her podcast. We want all of you who are interested to go and support her. Like, I'm not, if that's totally not your thing, I get it. That's fine. But I would love for you to at least listen to one or two of those and subscribe to her podcast, as it's launching this week, literally. So you get to be some of the first people to help, and then share the word with others, because it's going to be really amazing. I've already heard some of the episodes and super excited. Congrats on that launch as well. So I'm just so blessed by seeing your progress, and I think the biggest transformation that I've seen has been in your belief in what was possible. Like, I remember when you started, and when you would come in and so overwhelmed, and I haven't got anything done, and you had this kind of, I'm such a bad person, or I'm such a failure at this, right? And seeing you now recognizing success as it should be, and redefining those terms for yourself, and the power and the confidence that has given you, has just been amazing to watch from the inside, or from the outside looking in. So congratulations. I'm just super thrilled to see
Thank
that.
you. Definitely give me some grace whenever you're listening to them, because I'm learning the tech.
So what would you say has been, I mean, that's the transformation I've seen. What would you say has been your biggest transformation over these last couple of years working together?
Oh, I've seen a lot of you have shared, how do I narrow things down? I've got so many things going. And I think the biggest thing was being able to see everything that I was doing as one thing. It was pioneering. I'm seeing my audience as not as homeschoolers, not as homesteaders, not as homemakers, as these different little things that I was doing. I didn't need to narrow down to one niche. I needed to re-see it as pioneering. That was the people that I'm talking to are pioneers. And some of them are, and I've got people all over the world that, and so they're not just out here in the West. You can be pioneering in whatever it is that you are doing, and wherever God has you, you're pioneering something with your message. So I think just being able to see that has been the biggest transformation.
And have you noticed that you've been more focused on that niche, that more people have been drawn to you, and it's grown
definitely. Yeah, being able to see myself more like God sees me, and because I keep thinking, well, I need to set this aside, and he'd say, no, I gave that to you. And well, maybe I need to focus on this area, and he's like, no, I want you to do this. And just being able to see things differently we just need to change our perspective. We need to be able to see it from a God perspective instead of our own personal perspective.
Fabulous. Any last words for the rest of our audience today?
I am a very independent person, and farmers and ranchers out here you have to be independent and go get them. The cows get out, you go take care of the cows. That is just kind of the way it is. But in this business, you need to have a community. And after 25 years, because I've been blogging since before the word was coined, since we've had internet out here in the early 90s, I've had some kind of a website. But after 25 years of trying to just do it myself, and figure it all out myself, it just, don't try to do it without a community. You need a family for this. Somebody beyond your circle, your husband, your children, or whatever else you've got. You need an actual community, a family for this. Someone who can give you a swift kick in the rear if that's what you need, or help give you some encouragement when you're in a slump, and cheer you on as you're doing things. You need that support and that encouragement. And what you'll get in a community is just invaluable. Absolutely invaluable.
Fabulous. I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you so much. Let's give Dawnita a round of applause. Thank you for taking that time to share your
Thank you.
experiences and wisdom with us.